The COVID-19 pandemic has us questioning everything, from cleaning products to air quality. Because the virus is airborne, air quality is a top concern. But what makes the air we're breathing good? To help us better understand this, experts in the industry explain the importance of airflow.
Directional flow is the use of air currents to A, provide you with clean filtered air, and B, take that air and take any of the aerosols that you may have exhaled and move them down out of everyone else's breathing zone and off to the filter system. If you exhale any respirable viruses, they get directed to the floor where they're picked up by a return air system.
Directional flow has long been used in operating rooms, airplanes, even our cars. Where we don't see it is in some of the most common buildings we visit, like our schools, offices, and fitness centers. Given the sheer number of people who occupy these spaces, it would make sense to apply directional flow methods. But current HVAC systems aren't designed to do so.
Rather than HVAC air, which uses a principle of mixing, directional flow makes sure the contaminated air is then transported to a filter system where it is cleaned down to 99.995% efficiency at 0.1 micron. Then it is either mixed with outdoor air or simply returned to the space and repeats its cycle again. It's locally controlled so that the same people get the same air once it's been filtered and recirculated back into their breathing zone.
We work for a company that wants us to be healthy as well as our families. And especially during this pandemic, we can go to work feeling good about where we work and coming home.
Healthy buildings are the first line of defense as our country starts to open up again. And there's no better partner in this effort than LEV-CO. LEV-CO offers ventilation solutions that are designed by top-tier engineers who thoroughly understand the importance of directional flow. Their systems are backed by years of research and effectively capture and treat airborne particles, like the COVID-19 virus, before filtering the air and blowing it back out.
LEV-CO started in 1998 with the goal to help workers around the world breathe clean air. For example, warehouses, labs, offices, schools, you name it. If there's people occupying an indoor space, our goal has always been to provide them with the cleanest air possible.
Airflow patterns matter. Where you move the air, how it goes, and where you capture it is really important. The system was designed with the concepts of clean to less clean ventilation in mind. All the design was based around CDC and ACGH recommendations for how to move air and airflow patterns and the importance of supply and where you exhaust the air in a facility. We've done a lot of work for some really big clients like NASA, US Army, FDA, Boeing, and Airbus, just to name a few.
It takes a group of air science and engineering experts to make clean air, and LEV-CO has them. From retrofit systems to standalone plug-and-play units, the team has developed the most trusted solutions on the market.
It's incredibly important to have a very fine attention to detail when designing these clean air solutions. That's why LEV-CO put a lot of thought and time using CFD and other simulation tools to really have a good understanding of the direction that the air is flowing and also control its environment so that we bring you the cleanest air quality possible.
Every work environment is different. Not only do we have to understand how the air moves in your space, we also have to understand how that contaminant is released into the space. For example, when someone coughs, we have respirable viruses being emitted. When someone is welding, we have fumes and gases and dust being released, and they're buoyant, so they're coming off the process. So we have to understand how the emission is released, and then we have to understand the stakeholders. There's usually about 5 stakeholders in each decision-making process when they're selecting a clean air system, and our goal is to make sure we understand all of the needs of all of the stakeholders in the process. I'd like to recommend that everyone purchasing ventilation systems for health takes their time and does their due diligence in vetting the equipment suppliers that they're about to use. There's a lot of details in this, and in order to have a really good system, you need to have a supplier that will support you on this journey.
Breathe easier with LEV-CO. To learn more, visit lev-co.com today.